Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. With 3 paths ahead and no way back, Luofeng once again became a shuttle shape and tried the cave on the left. There's no swallowing energy, and no such terrifying demon note. The flying shuttle within the cave flew at 100,000 kilometers in one breath, finally reaching the end of the cave. Ahead were 38 other caves. Simultaneously there were 3 bodies. Someone has already been here. Looks quite safe. The shuttle returned to human shape. Surely he couldn't simply just fly around in that form. If he were to be seen by others they'd be shocked. 3 days later. In his earth body in the black horned youth shape, Luofeng carefully progressed, and he felt relaxed within though. Ever since he entered the left cave after leaving the ice forest, he hadn't met such a precarious situation, and everything was very normal. Just like when he first entered Demon Note Mountain, he would occasionally meet another warrior, or a lone beast, and the demon note wasn't that strong. It seems like the ice forest area was indeed special. Luofeng recalled the episode from before. The deeper I went into the forest, the stronger the demon note, until the end of it. There I encountered the swallowing cave and the strong demon note. After that, there hasn't been any danger. That cave was an end point. I still feel that cave had some secret behind it. Luofeng thought so. What are you thinking about? That swallowing cave from the ice forest. Barbata's voice resounded. Luofeng nodded. I knew you'd think about it, right? Danger often accompanies miracles. These death traps are very terrifying. The dangers will hit wave after wave, however if you survive it, you might get a shocking reward. Barbata said. This is also why many great beings enjoy exploring secret regions. However, you have to know your limits. The number of treasure troves the universe has produced is countless, however many absolute beings have all fallen to these places. Barbata said. Your strongest golden horned beast hasn't even stepped into the sector lord level. And you wish to try these death traps. Even undyings have fallen. As for you, your death percentage is over 99%. Unless you are truly just simply lucky. Luofeng awoke. The entrance alone was that terrifying, he probably wouldn't be able to deal with and take what was inside. You can only do as much as how strong you are. If you are greedy, you will die. Luofeng looked at the endless cave ahead of him. The cold permeated his body, he couldn't help but feel tiny. Compared to the many mysteries of the vast universe, his power was simply too weak and small. Even undyings fell all the time. He was only an ant compared to the undying. Hard work. Only after becoming a true absolute warrior, one of the many in the vast universe, will I be able to control my own fate and protect my family and home. Luofeng took a deep breath, onwards. Within the depths of the cave, a skinny 2.6-meter tall bamboo-like man, with 2 long silver horns on his head was present. He almost looked like a mountain goat, and he seemed cold and old. As he lay on one of the ice sculptures by the side, his eyes gleamed with gold light, as his nose releasing comfortable snorts. Harder, harder. There were 2 aboriginal youths, one with crossed legs, another one was massaging the shoulders of that old man. Beside them stood 12 either clean-cut, or handsome, or simple-looking or brave-looking youths. There were universe levels and domain lords. The skinny goat-like old man opened his eyes and smiled at the crossed-legged universe-level youth before him. Come here. Elder. That universe-level youth cleared his throat. The elder asks for you. A domain lord-level man beside ordered. That universe-level youth approached nervously. The old man smiled, extending his skinny hand and grabbing the youth's, complimenting him. Youth sure is a different thing. The universe-level youth seemed completely uncomfortable all over, he shuddered and quickly retracted. Interesting. The skinny old man smiled. His powerful world energy pressured that youth, almost like a rope binding him, leaving him unable to move at will. He dragged the youth before him. Just kill me, kill me. That universe-level youth suddenly shouted out, tears flowing from his eyes. Brave, if you are truly brave, you can kill yourself. The old man suddenly turned and looked into the distant cave. There a black horned youth was walking, he suddenly stopped. The 2 of them had a distance of 100 kilometers. However at this time, they could clearly see each other. He, another universe level 9 punk, with an alert gaze, reserved and firm. I can't even feel a sense of fear. Prized goods are what I like the most. The skinny old man smiled. Kamulu, personally go and catch him for me. Yes, teacher. Besides, the strongest domain level 9 man respectfully complied and became a beam of light shooting forward. Luo Feng saw the distant skinny old man, especially the energy he emitted, feeling danger. Sector Lord, about level 6 or 7. Flee. Luo Feng turned and fled. Whoever my elder likes, don't think of escaping. The silver-horned man's silhouette was like lightning, swiftly chasing. Little punk, relax. My elder won't kill you, he'll take care of you. Luo Feng's expression changed, his goosebumps stood up. Perverted. A punk that liked guys. In the universe, with trillions of races, there were many that liked men. However, the majority of the races in humanity still favored the men and women path, that was the main path. And those that liked men, even though Luo Feng felt uncomfortable with it, he didn't bother himself with it. However, now that it was right before him, how could he not be taken aback? Ha ha, Luo Feng, I didn't expect you to meet such a situation. Barbata said. That perverted old man. Luo Feng cursed, seeing the universe level 9 youth besides him, he should be one of those captured by him, sick. Behind him the domain level 9 silver-horned man swiftly chased. Hence, even though their initial distance was over 100 kilometers, with the chasing, it immediately became a few thousand kilometer. Don't resist, otherwise I might hurt you unintentionally. When that happens, the elder will be upset. The silver-horned man immediately rushed towards Luo Feng. Go and die. Luo Feng's eyes were cold. He swapped his bodies and instantly the Mosha clan took Luo Feng's appearance. Because of this his goosebumps were already standing, hence he was too lazy to use his human body to kill him. His earth body relied on the cloud contact vine. Even though he was able to kill a domain level 9, it would still be troublesome and take a while. For the Mosha clansman, it was much simpler. Illusionary techniques. Luo Feng instantly reached behind the black-horned man, and his blade flashed. It cut right through his chest and split apart the armor, and split right through the life core. The silver-horned man stared wide-eyed. This. The originally weak opponent had vanished and killed him, while he couldn't defend at all. Sick. Luo Feng glanced at the body, he flashed and fled. The old man lay there frowning. Why hasn't Kamulu returned? Teacher, maybe that universe level 9 refuses to submit and senior has to use some strength. Another domain lord level youth beside said. The old man gave a low snort, he extended his world energy a bit more, until it reached the body of the silver-horned man. Rumble. The goat-like old man's eyes raged, he waved his hand violently and the universe level youth he was toying with earlier immediately exploded, becoming a mess of meat and flesh. This scared the rest of them as they dodged far away. My Kamulu, whoever killed you. I will kill him. The old man roared and instantly became a beam of light, extending his world energy out. However, with Mosha Luo Feng's speed, he had long fled from the cave. How would the old man be able to find him? Luo Feng had fled 1 million kilometers away, through 7 pathways before he finally stopped. Even though I've heard and seen before. However, these warriors that favor men, actually tried to catch me, truly sick. Luo Feng glanced back. My strength still isn't sufficient, if I have to unleash the golden horned beast. This cave, however, is only a few tens of kilometers wide, with the golden horned beast's shocking length. It wouldn't be able to move properly at all. Forget it. He shook his head, he couldn't be bothered to think of it anymore. If he had the strength, he would definitely retaliate and kill him. Half a day later, Luo Feng sat on the ice to rest, sending a thread of consciousness into the virtual universe network, playing with his wife and children. Primal Chaos City's 30 years training, actual universe 100 years, plus Blood River World's 80 years. The many years had huge changes within Luo Feng's family. Luo Feng, 19.2 kilometers ahead, there's a domain lord level 9 man progressing. Barbata's voice resounded. Luo Feng's thread of consciousness immediately returned to reality. He looked up ahead. Very quickly, a domain lord level 9 man's silhouette appeared, his body was short and tough, with a couple of black horns. Another domain lord level 9. Luo Feng shook his head. 10 or so kilometer in the distance, the short man saw Luo Feng, his eyes seemed to gleam with ferocity. Universe level 9, the short man Partuor looked at the black-horned youth ahead of him, immediately smiling coldly, "Punk, it's just your bad luck that you met me." Pa Tuor. He was one of the 6 from the 1,000-star sect, one of the official 6 that Po Yu picked, amongst which 3 of them were sector lords and the other 3 were domain lords level 9. He even gave them those items, the 3 E9 grade laser guns for the domain lords. Obviously, Po Yu's hopes were on the 3 domain lords, and Pa Tuor was one of those 3. These past few days, he had been very careful. His only worry was entering a dangerous spot and being hypnotized. Simultaneously. All this while, he had been randomly slaughtering many universe levels and domain lords. The moment he met a sector lord, however, he would flee. However, because one actually chased him down, he didn't hesitate to use the E9 laser on him. Its power was terrifying, instantly killing the sector lord. Even sector lords who meet me would die. The feeling of having this laser sure is thrilling. It's a pity that I can only use it for a short time. When I leave Demon Note Mountain, I would have to return it to the god. Pa Tuor couldn't bear to. He was very clear about the value of the laser gun. Even if he sold his entire fortune, he wouldn't even get 1/100th of it. Pa Tuor laughed coldly at the black-horned youth ahead. "Punk, if you want to blame anybody, blame the god." He became a beam of lightning and rushed at Luo Feng, ready to begin his 762nd kill in Demon Note Mountain. Luo Feng, who was walking along the cold ancient cave, saw the distant short man. Domain Lord level 9. No threat. He's actually rushing over. If you had any warrior honor and didn't try to bully a universe level 9, I wouldn't even try to kill you. However now, don't blame me. Luo Feng's mental state was just as before. He never placed a domain lord level 9 as a threat. After all, the cloud contact vine was already domain lord level 9. Rumble. Luo Feng stomped on the ground and the condensed ice layer split with cracks. He rushed towards the short man. Clang. He brandished his blade. "Ha ha, a universe level 9 punk actually making a move against me." Pa Tuor's eyes flashed with coldness. His body engulfed in lightning, he wielded an arc blade, instantly reaching before Luo Feng, and the blade became a demonic blood and green-colored moonlight. The light flashed at Luo Feng's head. "Good blade work." Luo Feng smiled. His body floated and he actually got 2 to 3 meters close to Pa Tuor. The blade flashed gorgeously. Illusionary 7 blades, Dutchman's pipe. As the 2 blades clashed, the originally confident and smiling manically Pa Tuor suddenly changed his expression. He felt an unbelievable force when their blades had clashed. Such a force that even he, a domain lord level 9, couldn't withstand. His arm went numb. How can that be? He. Pa Tuor's thoughts immediately erupted within. He's only a universe level 9, how can his blade be so strong? Domain level 9 and universe level 9. The difference was an entire level. Quantity-wise, it would be about 1,000 times in difference. In theory, just a single attack should have destroyed him. There's definitely no such sick person within 9-star ocean. Don't tell me he's a person with background from the virtual universe company. Pa Tuor's mind was filled with thoughts. From what he knew, only an assisting life form would be able to help a universe level 9 explode with such power. Assisting metal life form, plant life form, energy life form, etc., these could be equipped. The moment they were equipped, it allowed the user to unleash extraordinary power. Don't tell me he's the target of the god. The reason behind his strength is because of the cloud contact vine. Pa Tuor suppressed his glee within. Even if it wasn't because of the cloud contact vine, he definitely has some assisting life form. Within Demon Note Mountain, there are extremely few people with such background. The chances of him being the target is extremely high. Kill. I'll use the laser to kill him. As the 2 of them clashed with their blades, many thoughts flashed within Pa Tuor's mind. He instantly decided to use the E9 grade laser on him. Because from what he saw, even if this wasn't the target, he was still some big figure. The first thing to do was to create some distance. Hurry and create distance. The moment Luo Feng drew close, with the movement of the Dutchman's pipe, he became extremely terrifying. The close flashes of the blade were indeed heavy. Pa Tuor wanted to dodge and flee, but Luo Feng's blade was simply too terrifying. Hence, he couldn't afford to be distracted. In the blink of an eye, the both of them had already exchanged 10 clashes. Both of them were separated. As Pa Tuor retreated, He let out a sigh of relief. I've finally found a chance to flee. This punk's blade work is like a madman, slashing at super close distance, it's just madness. Luo Feng, however, was shocked within. The cloud contact vine is after all an assisting life form, adding to my strength when I equip it. However, the strength is after all not mine. When I use it, it's obvious that I cannot use it perfectly. Even my blade work cannot reach the pinnacle effect, otherwise, when he fled earlier, he would at least be injured. A thought simply flashed through his mind. You wish to flee? Luo Feng roared as he rushed forward, dream on. Pa Tuo became a beam of light swiftly creating distance, smiling manically at Luo Feng. With the cloud contact vine equipped, he couldn't fly as fast. Luo Feng frowned. He waved his hand and 18 thin vines extended from his arm. They grew longer and got thicker. The 18 dark red vines instantly became 10-meter thick, like 18 terrifying pythons, and on them were several leaves and thinner vines. They headed towards the Domain Lord Level 9 fighter Pa Tuo. Die. Luo Feng couldn't be bothered to chase. Ha ha, it's indeed you. While fleeing, Pa Tuo let out a mad laugh. As the 18 thick vines madly rushed over, he brandished an automaton device. It was a pure silver-white item. From a glance, it was like a small cannon. The barrel had reached a startling 1 m. Its length was 3 meter, and on it was an energy channel, along with a handle, a little thing that could be operated with one hand. This automaton weapon was obviously much more exquisite and delicate than Luo Feng's Star Annihilator, which was a single-person's weapon. However, the quality and fear generated from its barrel, the automaton weapon was that terrifying. There was a warning light on the back groove of the weapon, and the light was already bright red. Obviously it was activated the moment Pa Tuo had taken it out. Luo Feng used the cloud contact vine. Its thick vines were like thick pythons wrapping towards the opponent. The automaton weapon the opponent brandished, however, made him stunned. What's that? Luo Feng was shocked. Laser gun. It wasn't that he hadn't seen a laser gun before. Back in the world within a world he had seen one, however the construct was obviously different. Flee. Luo Feng. Danger. At the instant the laser gun appeared, Barbata's piercing voice resounded within Luo Feng's mind. That's an automaton E9 grade laser gun, and it's the XTH series E9 grade. A top-class E9 laser gun, which is able to prepare within a short 0.1 seconds. The moment it's ready, it can instantly unleash a terrifying laser. Even E9 grade alloy materials would instantly be pierced. Normal sector Lord Level 9s without special items would instantly die. Luo Feng's heart suddenly twitched. His hairs were all standing. He stared wide-eyed. He stared at the opponent's automaton metal object. That is actually an E9 grade laser gun. A sense of fear he had never felt before caused his soul to tremble. Even when he met a sector lord before, he had never been such a precarious situation. Even back in the swallowing cave, even if he was swallowed in, he didn't know if he would die from that. Hence he never felt such fear before. At this time, it was a true life or death moment. The moment the E9 laser gun fired, his 3 bodies, the Domain Lord Level 9 Mosha clan and the Golden Hornet Beast wouldn't be able to withstand it. As his body's strength were far from sufficient. Naturally the Golden Hornet Beast was huge. As long as it didn't hit any vital spots, there was still hope of survival. However, the cave is too small, its body was too huge, and couldn't even appear within. And to dodge that laser with speed. That was even more unrealistic, because even the fastest of the 3, the Mosha clansman, at its maximum speed, was still very far from light speed. And the instantaneous speed was even further from its own max speed. The laser shot from the gun would instantly reach the limit of the actual universe, light speed. In such close distance, locked on. Light speed shot. One's consciousness wouldn't even be able to react. How could he possibly dodge? The Domain Lord Level 9 fighter wielded the E9 grade laser gun, another with the arc blade flashing and dodging and knocking away the cloud contact vine. Even though the cloud contact vine was powerful, it was after all still Domain Lord level 9. In terms of level it was the same with this fighter, and the opponent was purely defending and dodging. The cloud contact vine may be able to kill the opponent, but to kill him within 0.1 seconds was simply unrealistic. The thick laser gun's warning light turned from red to green. 0.1 seconds had passed. Storing complete. While being chased by the thick vines, Partuor's expression was struggling. Suddenly, he stopped and faced the barrel straight at Luo Feng. This pinnacle automaton device, the E9 grade laser gun, automatically targeted the distant Luo Feng. Go and die. Partuor laughed manically and immediately pushed the button. There's no other way. I can only risk it all. Luo Feng's eyebrows were burning. His eyes filled with madness. Barbata, take out the automaton ship. Understood. Barbata didn't dare hesitate. Rumble. A 200-meter tall silver-white pyramid appeared in mid-air. In times of such danger, this majestic automaton ship blocked Luo Feng within the frozen cave. Ha ha ha. Partuor laughed madly, pressing the button. A glaring light-speed E9 laser shot out of the gun. It was extremely glaring, and just the energy alone was higher temperature than a normal star. If it were a normal person seeing it, he would instantly go blind. The thick red vines that were blocking were like tofu being shot through immediately. They didn't have any chance to block it at all. Rumble. The super laser hit the body of the automaton ship. This entire ship was made of a peculiar silver-white alloy. When the terrifying laser that had enough power to pierce through a planet hit, immediately, chichichi, a dent appeared in the surface of the pyramid, almost like the surface of the alloy was melted. Simultaneously, light flowed continuously throughout the surface of the pyramid. That light energy seemed to be quickly absorbed by the ship. This automaton ship was a ship ridden by an automaton undying. Its body material was made from a pinnacle E grade. This was more perfect than any built by humanity, and it also had auto-regeneration. The surface of the ship could absorb attacks. It could be said that, as an E-grade pinnacle ship, with its absorption and regeneration abilities, unless an undying decided to attack it, nothing else could present a threat to this ship. Of course Luo Feng had suddenly brought it out without any time to prepare its energy shield. If the shield was active, it would be even safer. Even though it didn't pierce through the ship, however, not piercing through was even more terrifying. Because light was formed from light particles. And the mass of light particles wasn't zero. Accurately speaking, light was also a matter. Because normally, light along with the weaker lasers, as long as the particles do not gather and condense together, the mass usually isn't that huge. However, this was a beam capable of piercing a planet. A beam capable of killing a sector Lord level 9 warrior. The particles contained in this beam were too huge. Although every particle was extremely light, lighter than a feather, however, when trillions of them gathered together, they had enough power to pierce a planet. Hence, to kill a sector Lord level 9, the mass of this beam was terrifying. Rumble. The beam that was extremely hot and heavy hit the ship, but didn't pierce through. Hence, the powerful force created by the beam caused the entire automaton ship to immediately fly backwards. The lasers built on Earth back then were mostly relying on high temperatures to kill beasts. And the laser guns in the universe etc., as their powers got stronger, tens of thousands, hundreds of millions to trillions of times, continuously rising, resulted in the lasers not only having high temperatures, but with high physical force. Normal laser shots would produce a cavity. However, since the automaton ship blocked it physically, it led to the ship enduring the entire physical force. As it got hit, it swiftly followed the direction of the shot and flew in that direction. Just like a billiard ball, after getting hit, it would shoot in the same direction. The ship was flung in the direction of the laser, and as the laser was originally locked onto Luo Feng, the ship was like a billiard ball flying backwards straight at the target Luo Feng. Mosha clansman. Change. Luo Feng quickly fled to the wall of the cave for support, simultaneously switching to the Mosha clansman to quickly grow bigger. This was almost like a huge piece of rubber, with a hollow center. The human body stayed within this center. This huge rubber leaned on the back of the cave walls. Rumble. The ship hit by the laser crashed into the rubber. That terrifying physical force smashed into the rubber, and instantly, the Mosha clansman fought hard to make itself incredibly soft, but sturdy, but due to the sheer force, however, the rubber began to split apart. Rumble. A portion of the force flowed through the rubber straight into the wall behind, causing the entire wall to tremble and shake. The ice layer split apart and cracked in all directions, and countless ice shards fell from the walls. The incredibly solid black stones also began to split apart, and some of them started falling down, as the entire pathway shook. Since the high temperatures generated from the contact of the ultra laser, and the ship was something much hotter than even the sun, the ice layers around began to melt, as steam engulfed the area. Not caring about anything else, Luo Feng's Mosha body had formed into a huge mass of rubber. That rubber was completely torn apart, and within the core hollow part of that rubber, the strong vibrations that caused even the space to warp had created a force that hit his Earth body. Rumble. His Earth body was wearing AF-grade silver armor. Even if the laser hit him straight on, it wouldn't pierce through. His Earth body was hit by the force, his body shook violently. The cloud contact vine on the surface of his skin began to crack apart, after which his skin split apart too. Fresh blood flowed out of his broken bones, eyes, ears, nose, and all his bones were instantly shattered. Silence. Damn it. Luo Feng howled within. That painful howl. Why he didn't let his Earth body enter the internal world at that critical moment, this was because the Earth body's surface had the cloud contact vine, and he was wearing an F-grade armor. These were all layers of protection. That terrifying force, after passing through the Mosha clansman, about 30% of it was wasted on the ship, 30% on the wall and 30% on the huge rubber formed by the Mosha clansman. Only about 1%, maybe even 1,000th entered the Earth body. Even that was weakened, as it went through the armor. It went through the Domain Lord Level 9, which was a powerful and yet flexible life form. The remaining force only completely broke the Earth body's bones, destroying his organs. But at least it didn't break through the essence like the Mosha clansman. If it weren't for the armor and cloud contact vine weakening it, the Earth body's weak and frail body would have had even his cells destroyed. The situation now was still good. Because the Mosha clansman's core, the life crystal, and Luo Feng's true core were both within the Earth body. The life core was extremely solid. And the true core was even sturdier. The final force didn't even destroy the Earth body, naturally the true core was completely fine. Earth body returned to internal world. Mosha clan, gather. Instantly, the completely disabled Earth body and the heavily injured cloud contact vine vanished, and the life crystal released a strong black energy, swiftly forming the Luo Feng body, Mosha Luo Feng. Mosha Luo Feng's silhouette flashed and rushed towards the Domain Lord Level 9 enemy Partuor. He must have died. Partuor wielded the E9 laser gun. Seeing how the huge automaton ship had crashed straight into the human silhouette, even though it seemed like he saw a huge mass of rubber appear, but he still deduced, the enemy must be dead. That was an E9 grade laser gun. Such a level of weapon, it can't kill just a universe level 9 little punk. Luo Feng appeared right before him. You? Partuor's expression changed. The blade, which was infused with space laws, flashed so fast that he couldn't even react. It split him straight in two. That blade also hit the life core and instantly broke it. Partuor died. The E9 laser gun fell from his hand onto the ground, hitting the high temperature melted ice below. Luo Feng stood there, watching the body that was split in two, looking at the water that boiled around from the high temperatures and the large amount of steam. He couldn't help but feel fear after. It's simply too terrifying. If the automaton ship's defenses weren't enough, it would have been pierced and it would hit me. Without the ship to cushion the blow, if the laser had hit me directly, my armor, even though it's F-grade alloys, the force generated from the laser would have still shook me to dust. Luo Feng was very clear the armor didn't have much use. This was also why the genetic armor was much more expensive, and this armor was cheap. Just like how a person wearing a solid armor on a highway, if he was hit by a huge car, he would still be flung. Maybe the armor would be fine, but the person would be killed by the force. A person in an elevator, if the elevator suddenly fell and hit the ground, it may be fine, but the person would probably be dead. Same theory. A solid armor can defend against special situations, however against such terrifying force, it had little use. Luckily it worked. Luo Feng sat on the ground. The boiling water and temperatures around were at least a few hundred degrees. And this was also only because there were countless ice layers about within Demon Note Mountain, hence the temperatures weren't so high. Mist engulfed the area. Luo Feng's gaze landed on the silver-white, simple-designed E9 grade laser gun. E9 laser gun. Luo Feng held his breath. This was a true ultimate killing weapon. Especially with its 0.1 storage time, it made this laser gun extremely terrifying. Part 1 end here.